Once upon a day, Monsieur Rooster turned to Mademoiselle Hen with an idea. The season of harvest has graced us, and our nut grove is brimming with ripe treasures. Why not venture up the hill and feast to our heart's content before that sneaky squirrel claims all of our bounty? With a spark in her eye, Mademoiselle Hen agreed. Indeed, let's have an adventurous picnic for just us two. And off they trotted, to the hill where their nut grove lay. On that radiant day, they got lost in their little feast, laughing and munching till the setting sun painted the sky in hues of orange and purple. Now, whether it was due to the excessive indulgence rendering them round and plump, or an inflated sense of self-importance, they refused to return on foot. Thus, Monsieur Rooster, with his knack for inventiveness, set out to craft a tiny carriage made from discarded nutshells. Once the quaint little carriage was assembled, Mademoiselle Hen hopped in, fluffing her feathers before suggesting, "Perhaps, Monsieur Rooster, you could pull the carriage yourself?" Monsieur Rooster chuckled. "Well, isn't that a peculiar idea? I'd much rather walk myself than play the horse to this carriage. I don't mind being the coachman, perched atop the carriage, guiding our way. But to pull it? Oh no, mademoiselle, that was not part of our pact." The pack of Ragamuffins, their hearts brimming with hope and a sense of adventure, embarked on the journey of a lifetime. The peaceful quacking of a duck echoed through the air, playfully accusing them of stealing from her nut hill. Yet, it was all in good humor, for they seemed to be old friends caught in a playful quarrel. Amidst the banter, the duck playfully charged at the cock, who, not one to back down, engaged in a friendly tussle. By the end, the duck playfully conceded, agreeing to pull their carriage as a part of their journey. The little cock, proud and triumphant, took his place as the coachman, signaling the start of their thrilling journey. And so, they set off at a lively speed, the cock commanding, "Duck, go as fast as thou canst." Their journey was nothing short of an adventure, crossing rivers, climbing mountains, and traversing through dense forests. Their hearts sang songs of joy and freedom, echoing through the wilderness, their voices reaching out to two foot passengers, a pin and a needle, as they made their merry way. Chapter 3. The Deceptive Shadows. As cries of "Pause, pause," echoed through the gloom, the scruffy band insisted that the encroaching night was on the brink of becoming as dense as pitch. Arguing that it would soon render any further traversing a fool's errand, they also bemoaned the disgustingly mucky trail. Their proposal was to temporarily seek refuge in the carriage. This motley crew had been idling at the Taylor's neighborhood pub near the city entrance, overstaying their welcome by indulging excessively in the frothy brew. Given their lean frames, they didn't necessitate much room, so the vigilant rooster, with his petite hen beside him, consented their request with a strict stipulation. They were not to invade his and his companion's personal space. Unbeknownst to the rooster, this was not a random encounter, but an orchestration of deceit. The ragtag bunch were none other than the notorious thieves of the town. Chapter 4. Initially, the host was resistant, citing a full house, casting doubts on their stature. However, their charm won him over, as they promised him the golden egg laid by the tiny hen on their journey, as well as the ownership of the duck, which laid one daily. Convinced, he allowed them to spend the night. They reveled in luxury, feasting and indulging into the night. As dawn broke, everyone was still lost in slumber. The rooster, however, was awake. He stirred the hen, presented the egg, which they pecked open to share a meal, discarding the shell onto the hearth. Stealthily, they approached the snoozing needle. Grasping it by the head, they thrust it into the cushion of the host's armchair, subsequently hiding the pin in his towel. With nothing more to do, they took flight, disappearing into the vast expanse of the heath. In the yard, the duck preferred sleeping al fresco. She was awakened by the sound of their departure and chuckled to herself. Spotting a stream, she decided to swim, an option she found much more efficient than being tethered to a carriage. Our host lingered in the solitude of his bed for a few hours longer. He bathed himself, and as he wished to dry, the pin raced across his visage, etching a crimson line from one ear to the next. Post this episode, he ventured into the heart of his home, the kitchen, harboring intentions to light his pipe. But as he approached the hearth, the eggshell assaulted his vision. "It seems the universe has conspired against my very existence this morning," he exclaimed, vexed by the events, and sank into the comforting familiarity of his grandfather's chair. His rest, however, was short-lived, as the needle, hiding within the folds of the chair, got the better of him. His cry of distress echoed through the house. Cursed fate! The needle's sting was far sharper than the pins, and it targeted not his head this time. His patience had reached its end, his mind clouded with suspicion towards the late-night visitors. Upon searching for them, he found they had vanished. He then swore an oath to himself to never again open his doors to such vagabonds who eat his food, pay no mind to kindness, and repay his hospitality with pranks that only serve to fuel their ungrateful mirth. Voiceover. As the tale of the pack of ragamuffins draws to a close, we find ourselves reflecting upon the profound lessons embedded within their adventure. Firstly, we witness the power of unity and friendship. Despite being a ragtag group of misfits, the ragamuffins stood together, supporting each other through the trials and tribulations they faced. It was their unity, their bond of friendship, that proved to be their greatest strength. Secondly, the ragamuffins taught us the courage to embark on new adventures. They dared to step into the unknown, confronting their fears head-on. Their audacity reminds us to embrace the unknown, to seek out new experiences, and to learn from them. Lastly, the ragamuffins' tale highlights the importance of perseverance in the face of adversity. Our host may have been the victim of their mischief, but he was not defeated. He faced each obstacle with determination, refusing to let the trials of his morning break him. His resilience serves as a reminder to us all to keep going, even when the going gets tough. And so, dear listeners, remember the tale of the pack of ragamuffins. Carry their lessons in your heart, and let their story inspire you to stand united, to embrace new adventures, and to persevere through adversity. Remember, every story, even one as seemingly frivolous as this, carries a lesson for us to learn.